Auditory is one of the styles of learning we will be talking about. If you are an auditory learner, you learn by hearing and listening. You understand and remember things you have heard. You store information by the way it sounds, and you have an easier time understanding spoken instructions rather than written ones. As an auditory learner, you often learn by reading out loud. This is because you have to hear it or speak it in order to know it. As an auditory learner, you probably hum or talk to yourselves or others if you become bored. Even though you may be hearing and understanding everything being said, people may think that you are not paying attention.
Some of the basic things that auditory learners can do to succeed in the classroom would be sit where you can hear clearly, read stories, assignments, or directions out loud, and study new material by reading it out loud to yourself.
Visual learning is another style. If you are a visual learner, you learn by reading or seeing pictures. You also understand and remember things by sight. You can picture what you are learning in your head, and you learn best by using methods that are primarily visual. You like to see what you are learning. Also, with visual learning, you are usually neat and clean. You often close your eyes to visualize and remember something. You may have difficulty with spoken directions and may be easily distracted by sound. You are attracted to color and to spoken language that is rich in imagery.
Some of the basic things that visual learners can do to succeed in the classroom would be have your eyesight checked on a regular basis, draw pictures to help explain new concepts and explain the pictures, and to color code your notes.
Tactile is the last learning style we will discuss. If you are a tactile learner, you learn by touching and doing. You understand and remember things through physical movement. You are a hands-on learner who prefers to touch, move, build, or draw what you learn, and you tend to learn better when some type of physical activity is involved. You need to be active to take frequent breaks. You often speak with your hands and with gestures, and you may have difficulty sitting still. As a tactile learner, you like to take things apart and put things together, and you tend to find reasons to tinker and move around when you become bored. You may be very well coordinated and have a good athletic ability. You can easily remember things that were done, but may have difficulty remembering what you saw or heard in the process. You often communicate by touching, and you appreciate physical expressed forms of encouragement, such as a pat on the back.
Some of the basic things that tactile learners can do to succeed in the classroom would be participate in activities that involve touching, building, or moving objects, trace words with your finger to help spell them, and use computer to reinforce learning through the sense of touch.
Now we will ask you to please go take the Learning Styles quiz to find out what type of learner you are. You can follow the link we provided in the comments.
Now we will be going over different ways to accommodate in the classroom from a teacher's standpoint. First is auditory. Engage student in conversation as well as ask questions about the material. Have students record themselves saying the material. A good way to study is to listen to themselves speak. Read the material aloud and make a rhyme or a song to learn the material. Next is visual. Use maps and flowcharts in your lesson plans. Highlight key information. Use checklists. Let the student experiment or organize their own personal items in the classroom. Utilize flashcards. The last one is tactile. And the best ways to accommodate in the classroom are to use checklists, make diagrams, role play or make a dance of some sort of body movement to learn the material, and to listen to lectures.
As teachers, it is our job to accommodate our students, meaning we need to figure out what learning style or styles fits them best so we can create the best teaching and learning situation. Research also shows that teachers should be able to teach targeting more than one learning style, as each student learns better when taught with a mix of different styles.
Teachers need to be aware that every student learns in a different way. Students may favor one specific style or might have a mix that works well for them. The main point is that teachers should be able to target each student's needs and be able to facilitate learning in all of their students, regardless of their unique learning natures.
We have provided other phrases to enter in the search engine if you would like to know more information on this topic.
What is the most interesting thing you've learned today? The kind of answers we are looking for are your learning styles, how learning styles can affect how quickly one learns, how emotions affect one's learning, and about different disorders and mental health struggles.
This final post-assessment is just to test you over some key takeaways from the presentation. This also gives us some feedback on how successful you were at communicating the information. So when you are ready, there is a link in the comment section below which will take you to the 5-question assessment, and once complete, you are finished with the lesson.